I want you to meet somebody. His name is Vito. Vito is a peaceful protester who got attacked, had his property stolen and damaged by a violent mob, but then mainstream media, namely the Associated Press, turns right around and vilifies Vito while calling the crowd peaceful protesters. Let me walk you through exactly how mainstream media outlets like the Associated Press pull the wool over your eyes to try to get you to believe something that isn't true. Before we get into this video, I want to give a quick shout out to my sponsor, BackupSolarBank.com. What you got here is a beefy backup power bank that can be powered by the sun and through a regular wall outlet. It has a built-in LED flashlight and SOS strobe light features that can be seen far away, a high battery capacity of 20,000 milliamp hours, wireless charging that automatically recognizes most devices, and it has a bi-directional fast charging Type-C port, USB port, and a USB QC 3.0 fast charging output port, which can charge 3 devices at the same time. Do yourself a favor and grab a couple of them for you and your friends. My discount link is in the description below.
Let me show you this video right here, and then I'm going to show you the thread that this goes to, and this is very important. First thing that I'm going to show you is this AP. This is an AP image. This is from the Associated Press, what's noted by the Silicon Valley oligarchs as a top-shelf authoritative source. I'm going to read it straight from their image. This says, comedian and videographer Vito Gesualdi screams profanities as he engages with peaceful protesters. So he's the bad guy, according to the AP. He's screaming profanities, and the people he's screaming profanities at, the trans community, are the peaceful protesters, begging him to leave outside the Netflix building in the Hollywood section of Los Angeles. Wednesday, October 20th, 2021, critics and supporters of Dave Chappelle's Netflix special and its anti-transgender comments gathered outside the company's offices on Wednesday, with Trans Lives Matter and free speech is a right among their competing messages. So they vilified this guy. Let's see if it's true. This is the image. So you got this person right here. Note the person with the blue flannel on, with the tambourine, and then there's got to be a photographer behind this person taking a picture of this guy, that's Vito right there. And you have this, it's noteworthy, this photographer over here in the green sweater with the black mask on. I'm going to show you this video, and then I'm going to show you this thread that completely exposes the AP for engaging in more disinformation, misinformation. All he's doing is saying, what? Listen. Being peaceful. Look who's not being peaceful, though. Look at this.
Why is he breaking my sign?
Look at that.
Why is he breaking my sign?
Who's being peaceful?
Don't have free speech rights. Don't have free speech rights as well as you. Oh, look. He's got a weapon. He's got a weapon.
Destruction of property, and the crowd cheers. What happened to free speech in America?
He's got a weapon. He's got a weapon. Oh, you want me to drop my weapon?
Yes.
Okay.
And leave.
There's my weapon.
We're not trying to have any discussion.
I'm not discussing anything.
So far, I don't hear any profanity coming out of Vito. Here's the girl. Here's the photographer with the green sweater right here with the black mask on.
We're trying not to have any discussion.
I'm just here to say that
Here's the tambourine and the blue flannel shirt.
jokes are funny, people. Dave Chappelle is a funny guy. I love Dave.
Look at that. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the setup. Now the AP gets involved behind the tambourine person with the flannel shirt and snaps a picture, and they're going to caption the photo, vilifying Vito.
I don't know why all the violence. I don't know why all the hate.
Look at that. There's the photographer right here. I assume he's either an AP photographer or a freelancer that sold the picture and then AP got a hold of it and then captioned it, vilifying Vito.
I just love Dave Chappelle.
I love Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle.
Do you hear what the blue flannel shirt person is saying? Repent, emmer effer. Here's the girl with the blue or the green sweater with the black mask.
They took my stick. My stick. They took it. My side. I need my poster board. It was $2.99. It was my money. What is that?
So who is being peaceful and who is being aggressive? Let's take a look at this thread right here. It's very interesting. Let me read the caption again. Comedian and videographer Vito screams profanities. I didn't hear one profanity coming out of the worst thing he said is, I love Dave Chappelle and they took my stick. They took my sign, as he engages with peaceful protesters begging him to leave. I didn't see peaceful. I did see aggressive. I did see aggressive, and I did see theft, and I did see the damage of somebody's property, and I did see a crowd cheering as that property was stolen and damaged from Vito. So this person right here, this is Jesse Single. He says, this AP photo caption reads, comedian and videographer Vito screams profanities as he engages with peaceful protesters begging him to leave. A damaging claim about Vito circulated globally. It never happened. Join me on some basic photo trutherism. And I love this, man. I love it. And we need to be exposing fake stream media as often as we possibly can. Number 2, the photo is very distinctive. Someone holding a tambourine with 2 hands and blue plaid sleeves. Vito holding up 2 hands. Videographer in green shirt back and to his left, which is to our right. Anyone who has been online the last day plus already recognizes the tambourine from the protester who has a repent emmer effer meltdown before protesters destroy. Well, actually, it was after protesters destroyed Vito's sign in this viral video. So now all we need are those 2 other bits. Vito holding up both hands with green shirt photographer behind him and to his left. And there it is. Not 100% to the millisecond, because I'm too lazy, but this is undoubtedly the moment in question. And it was. And I'm going to blow this up just so you can see. It's worth pointing all this stuff out. There's the photographer right here who either sold his photo to the AP, he's a freelancer for the AP, or he works for the AP. Here's the tambourine person. Here's Vito with his hands up, and here's the green shirt photo lady. Is Vito screaming profanities? And this is what Vito said. I'm just here to say that jokes are funny. Dave Chappelle is a funny guy. I love Dave. I don't know why all this violence. I don't know why all the hate. I just love Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle. So is Guido screaming profanities? Not in the video we saw. This guy says, this is insane. I know that you need very specific things in place to build a libel case in the U.S., but there's a reckless disregard for the truth concept that is probably pretty useful here. So here's the backup of the video. I'm not going to play all this, but you get the idea. It doesn't even take much for the AP. All they have to do is have one photo and then say something that's not true under the photo, and then it paints a picture in the minds of everybody who reads that caption under that photo, and now Vito is automatically a bad guy because of the Associated Press. It's the exact same thing they did with Nicholas Sandmann on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial. Nicholas Sandmann's just standing there while I won't even name him. We'll call him Nate, the drummer boy, is banging this thing like this close to his face. And here's Nicholas Sandmann sitting there. And then you got a CNN contributor. What was his name? Reza Aslan. Religious scholar and TV host and CNN contributor Reza Aslan. This guy right here. Reza Aslan. Let me just show you I'm going to show you the tweet. This is a CNN contributor. And the reason I want to show you this is because these are just a few examples that we know of where CNN was completely dishonest. Reza Aslan said of minor Nicholas Sandmann, who did nothing wrong. All camera angles showing this event showed that Nicholas Sandmann was completely innocent, and yet that didn't stop CNN, the Washington Compost Pile, the New York Slimes, fake stream liberal media from slandering Nicholas Sandmann's name, to the point where Nicholas Sandmann and his parents took CNN and the Washington Compost Pile and New York Slimes to court and won. They settled outside of court. The lawsuit was for $250 million, and they settled out of court. Nicholas Sandmann's probably a pretty rich dude right now because they couldn't keep their mouths shut. They couldn't just tell the truth. They had to jump on a story and vilify a minor. Same thing they did to Vito here. Reza Aslan says, honest question, have you ever seen a more punchable face than this kid's? That's CNN correspondent Reza Aslan, who claimed to have eaten human brains on air. Just amazing, man. And they really expect us to believe that they're anything other than fake news. And then that's why anytime I see a report, anytime I see an Anderson Poopa, anytime I see a Brianna Keela or a Brian Stelter or Jakey the Snake Tapper or a Sean Hannity or Tucker Carlson, I automatically do not believe them. Greg Gutfeld, I don't care who, I don't care if it's on Fox, I don't care if it's on Newsmax, I don't care if it's on The View, I don't care if it's on CNN, I just don't believe them. Because of this crap right here. Because you find out later, it's like, holy cow. You remember when, what was it, 7 or 8 years ago, where that CNN correspondent, I think it was in the streets of London, they tried to get all these people, there was a small group of like 15 or 20 people. They tried to make it look like it was a whole big crowd of protesters. They did all these tight shots, and from the shots, it looked like it was a huge crowd of protesters speaking out for liberal views. It wasn't even true because somebody had a smartphone and they recorded it from another angle, and you could see that I did a time lapse on one of my videos on one of my channels that got taken down, and you could see that they made the entire thing up. It was all just a photo op. It's all window dressing. It's all smoke screen. So they did that same thing here. AP did that. I would say shame on you, but I know for a fact they don't feel any shame. It's all about the Benjamins for them. It's all about earning money. It's all about clickbait. It's all about the outrage. It's all about the distract, deceive, divide, demoralize, and dehumanize campaign that their corporate puppet masters pull the strings and make them do. Yeah, the Kentucky gun demo is another good example. Saying that was, oh my gosh, we're firing on Syria.
This video, obtained by ABC News, appears to show the fury of the Turkish attack on the border town of Tahlequah 2 nights ago.
Almost immediately, the website Gizmodo reported that Twitter users were comparing the ABC video to YouTube video from a Kentucky gun range. The ABC video also appeared to have been altered. Shortly after it aired again on Good Morning America, ABC issued a statement saying, "We've taken down video that aired on World News Tonight Sunday and Good Morning America this morning that appeared to be from the Syrian border immediately after questions were raised about its accuracy. ABC News regrets the error."
My question is, how could they have one viewer who actually takes them serious and doesn't have a laugh track rolling in their minds every time little Brian Stelter says something on reliable sources? What a joke. What a joke. We could sit here all day for hours and hours and hours, come up with another example. Remember when Don Lemon was, what was that CNN, he was a CNN cameraman, John Gurkovich. John Gurkovich was a CNN cameraman, and after Hillary Clinton lost the Electoral College, Don Lemon was talking to Ryan Young, CNN correspondent Ryan Young. Ryan Young had already set up with John Gurkovich, CNN cameraman, this little skit that they were doing. Yeah, man, they need to get rid of the Electoral College. The popular vote is the popular vote. Hillary Clinton is our president. Trying to foment outrage and go have all the people program. Basically, it's television programming. They don't call it programming for nothing. Gurkovich was trying to work up the crowd, work up the masses. Yeah, Hillary Clinton won the popular vote. We need to get rid of the Electoral College, as though any of that stuff matters anyway. But then Don Lemon wasn't clued in on it. It's hilarious. Hey, I know that guy. That's John Gurkovic, cameraman. We did some work together years ago. Hey, what's up, John? How you doing? Completely blew the whole thing. John fades away into the distance. Reporter Ryan Young from CNN is like, oh, yeah, you caught me. Yeah, it's all about the optics, huh? So that's the bottom line to this whole thing is AP lied. This right here is a mischaracterization of what actually happened. He wasn't screaming profanities at protesters, and the protesters weren't peaceful. This first sentence is all a lie. Leave your thoughts about it. I want to hear what you have to say about this.
Hey guys, we know with the way things have been going, it can get really interesting really quick. So make sure you and your family have a long-term storable food supply. Support the channel and get $50 off with my link in the description while you still can.